right? So I'm recording now. So I had this already set on the screen, and I just want to go over it. And I know Brian went over it yesterday. I know I went over this Tuesday. I know Brienne went over this Monday. And then Brienne's gonna go over it again tomorrow. And we're gonna talk about it over the weekend. Because this is the basics. This is where the money is made. And to let you guys know for the record, like this is all people do in the market. This is all the banks do.
Literally.
Everybody does. It's just about learning how to see it. And that's why me and Brienne always go over it because it's repetition. You ever notice in math class, the more you do a certain type of equation, the better you get at it, no matter what numbers put in there, you get better at that equation because you keep doing it. If you keep seeing this with trading and you keep seeing how it can happen and how it will happen in learning a pair, it's easy money. And that's why I'm so turned up for today's call because I'm realizing the importance of really watching a pair, like really studying a pair, and seeing the little things that a pair does that you can capitalize on, because you don't need to, you don't, let me do not disturb this phone because they go crazy in this beach chat. But anyway, um, yeah, like I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. People internet. Um, boom. What was I saying?
The
Repetition.
basics, repetition.
Repetition.
Repetition, yeah.
All right, so I was talking about repetition. Just keep doing it over and over again. So just studying the power of studying a single pair or maybe two pairs, you'll be able to make a lot of money. You don't need to trade indices. You don't need to trade US 30 because everybody's making bands on US 30. Make your bands on a regular pair, and then you could get to US 30 down the line if you want to, but you don't need to. Right? And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. All right. So for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna have this here the whole time. Like I have a picture right here, so I'm always gonna reference it when I'm showing you live trades, and I'm gonna say, doesn't this look like this? Right. So this right here is an uptrend on this side. Right. This side right here is an uptrend. So we have a low down here, which I didn't label. Right. Then we have a high. Right. This right here is called a pullback. This is called a retracement. Right. This is a retracement. This is where we catch our trade. Like I said earlier, Brienne called the EU call and it was busting. It was going up, kept going up, kept going up. Right. I didn't jump in the trade right here. Nobody's gonna jump in the trade here. Instead, we wait for the pullback. We wait for it to come back, retrace, retest itself, and we get in on the higher low. We get in on the higher low. These black circles are entries. This is where you're gonna enter every single time. Once you enter here, right, then you take it up to make a higher high. Then the same thing happens. Retrace to make a higher low, entry again. Remember, if you stay with one pair, you can do this all day. You can get your profits, wait for the pullback, re-enter again, get your profits at the higher high, pull back, higher low, re-enter again, profit at the higher high, entry at the higher low, re-enter again for a higher high. Okay. And it's just that simple. Yes, the market doesn't move as pretty as this, but once you train your eyes to see this stuff, watch how it's gonna look in real time, right? So now this side is a downtrend, and this right here is what I'm gonna show you and what I'm gonna talk to you about a little bit more. This right here is a reversal, right? This is a trend change right here, and I put these right here because I'm gonna probably see it in the example for you guys, right? I don't have any examples planned, but whatever. All right, so this was the last high. And this was the last high low. This was our last entry right here. Once the market decided to drop down below this right here, this is what we call a break of structure. Right? This is what we call a break of structure. And that just simply means that the market came below this previous higher low. Now we're not looking for any more buys because you see here, this is a higher low. This is a higher low. This wasn't lower than this. So that means we're still going up, right? This wasn't lower than this. It's like a staircase, right? If a stair, you're walking up a stair, if the next stair is higher, you're going upstairs, right? So it doesn't go below this stair,
She eating or
right?
drinking?
It doesn't drop below
What's
this
she doing?
stair. Pick this up, Brody.
All right.
It doesn't go below this stair. Same thing here, all right? We have another higher low, right? Because it's going up. So now in a downtrend, Well, how you know it's a downtrend? Because this stair went right here. So if you trying to walk upstairs and then the next stair is lower, you're gonna fall and bust your face, right? That just means you're not going up no more, right? You're not going up anymore. Now you're going down. Now you at the escalator, the stairs, whatever, you're going down. So what you simply do, you don't get in the trade right here. You don't say, ah, damn, SPS is busting. Everybody's selling SPS right now. Let me jump in. No, right? You're gonna wait for the pullback, just like on this side, right? So for a downtrend, it's going to pull back and make a lower high. So you come down and have a lower low because this is lower than this. Then it pulls back and makes a lower high. This is where you enter. All right. And then this is also referenced as, this is also referenced as a neckline. All right. So right here, this will probably be a little higher. But at this breaker structure is where the market most likely wants to go. Is where the market most likely wants to go before it goes down for a sell. So just like on this side, you want to enter at the higher low. On the downtrend, you want to enter at the lower high. This is the retracement. So then when
mute yourselves, please. Mute yourselves, please.
Everybody mute. Everybody mute. If you mute, I'll just mute everybody. You can still unmute, but only when you have a question. Only unmute when you have a question, please. All right. So when we're going down, when we break this higher low right here, this is considered the breaker structure. This is considered the neckline. The market is going to pull back and retest this previous higher low before it knows it wants to sell. And don't worry, we're going to go over the entries and what you're looking for to actually enter. All right. So this is going to create a lower high. When it goes down again, it breaks below this low. So now it makes a lower low. It retraces, it's a lower high because this high is not higher than this. It's lower, but it's still a high. Then it breaks down again. This low is lower than this low, so it makes it a lower low. Pulls back up, and this becomes a lower high, right? It's not higher than this. And each one of these are entries. You see the black circle? Each one of these are entries. You're gonna enter for a sell here, enter for a sell here, 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 here. All right. Anybody have any questions about that? And I have it right here. Uptrend, enter at the higher lows. Downtrend, enter at the low highs. All right. And I will also drop this link in the chat. I will drop this in the chat. Matter of fact, I could just do it right now. I'll do it right now. I'll drop it in the chat for those of you to reference it. Oops. I'll drop it in the chat. All right, here we go. Now we're just gonna look at live examples, right? So we don't have any questions. We're gonna look at some live examples, right? And this is GU, right? GU went kind of crazy this week, and I'm upset that I missed a lot of trades on it. But anyway, let's look at some live examples real quick. So you guys can really understand. So you guys can really understand what's going on. Why am I freaking echoing? Sorry. All right, here we go. All right, I like this example right here. And like I said, I'm gonna reference the drawing that I have. Matter of fact, let me do like a uptrend to downtrend. Right here. This is a perfect example, actually. So you guys can already see this. All right, so let me start down here. All right, let me start down here. And I'm just gonna draw it out just like it's drawn out on the picture. And you guys can actually see it right here. It's perfect. Right, so here we go. Right, this is the low. This is the low right here. I'll go higher high, higher low. Wait, higher high. It broke down, made a lower low, but whatever. We have a higher high. I'm gonna count the wick just so you guys can see the drawing as well. All right, so higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, low low, higher high, higher low. Overall, it's still going up, right? So we have a higher low, higher high, a low, lower high, lower low. This low broke below this, right? I'm gonna draw everything out for you. lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. All right, so this actually looks exactly like the picture. All right, this actually looks exactly like the picture. So when I do this and I bring out the, matter of fact, let me do this. Right, so this right here is our breakup structure. Remember I had it on the picture, right? It looks just like this, right? Doesn't it look just like that? Perfect, right? So this is our breakup structure, and I'll label it for y'all so we can see it. Right, this is our breakup structure right here. So now we know we're in an uptrend. All right, we're in an uptrend. It looks a little sloppy. I could have just skipped this out right here. Boom, 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 whatever. We're in an uptrend, and then we see that it breaks right here from a downtrend. Right, that's the overall bias. But let's look at the uptrend for a second. Right, let's look at the uptrend for a second. So let's look at this. Let's just do this right here. All right, let's look at this right here. So we have right here a low, then we have a high, then we have a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So remember in the picture, we're going to end up entering our trade right here, right? We end up entering our trade right here, right? This is a low, higher low, right? And we enter our trade right here, right? I want to look at this one because this one looks more clean, right? And remember what I said about entries, right? We're going to talk about entries as well, right? So it doesn't look as pretty as this picture that I drew because, you know, I'm an artist, but it doesn't look as pretty as the picture, but it's all the same thing. And like I said, it's all about training your eyes to see this, right? Yeah, it may look a little ugly. It's not perfect, but the market's not going to be perfect. It's just about you training your eye to see this. All right, so let's remember this section right here. Let's remember this area because I'm going to go and I'm going to find it on a smaller time frame. All right, so we're on a 1 hour. And now we're going to look at how we find our entries. Right, so you always want to mark up the chart from a higher time frame to a lower time frame, and I'm going to go through the top down analysis with you, right? But I just want to show you guys what we're looking at for entries real quick right here. Then I'll go over top down analysis. You'll see how it all falls through, right? So you can actually see it right here on the 1 hour time frame, but we don't enter on the 1 hour time frame. We want to enter on a lower time frame, right? So I'm going to go to about the 15-minute. Hopefully I can find it because it's kind of deep.
It was on August 27th.
Oh, look at you. Thank you. Thank you. See how that plays a part. All right, so we go to the 15-minute time frame. Right, and we're looking for a specific candlestick pattern. All right, we do have a candlestick pattern here, which is not really my favorite, but actually my favorite is right here. Right, and what I really like to look for and what you should look for, and Brienne will school all of you on all of this stuff. Trust me, you just watch her recorded videos. Look at the stuff that she put in the resources because it really will help you out. So right here we have what is known as engulfing candlestick. This bullish engulfing candlestick is letting you know that the buyers are in control. That means that it's ready to go up. That means that even, and you see the red line, this is our higher low. This is our higher low. Remember, we buy right here at the higher low. This is where we are right now on a 15-minute time frame. And then we happen to see a bullish engulfing candlestick right here. Literally, what you can do at this point now is you can enter the trade at that bullish engulfing candlestick every time. Because once you see that it's at the area, it's at a pullback, right? It's at a pullback, and then it gives you this bullish engulfing candlestick, you know it's about to go up, right? You know it's about to go up. So your trade will look like this, right? You will have it right there. You have it right there. Your stop loss will probably be below here, depending on how you are. I'll probably do about 15 pips, maybe, right? Or you can literally have it below this candlestick, but a lot of people are not going to be that brave, right? Even if you do it like that, there's literally minimal drawdown, right? And then you take the trade all the way up. This went straight up 119 pips. Market structure. No
I
indicators
have a
on my
quick
chart.
question.
Yep.
When you do, Brian literally just told me about this. This is the long position, this
Yep.
one? Okay, so when you pull this out to measure, the longest for the buy, the shortest for the sell, but when you pull it out to measure, you don't want to take it to the last higher low. You just want to take it to where it is at the moment.
No, you mean like where I measure this, or where do I want to take my profit to?
Like your stop loss. You don't want to like put it
Oh,
at
like
the
down here.
last higher low. Yeah.
Yeah, that really is on your actual opinion.
Got it.
See me, I
Got
try
it.
to get like smaller stop losses. So I'm gonna put it below the lowest low in that area.
In
Because
the
you see how
zone.
these were
Okay.
lows right here, and
Yeah.
then this low came out and it didn't break this one though. But
Hmm.
this low came out, took these out. So I'm gonna put it below this low, basically meaning that it doesn't really want to come below this.
Okay.
It doesn't really
Got
want
it.
to come below. So right below this is kind of safe. Right, this
Okay.
is safe as well, but on a 15-minute time frame, that's 45 pips. You're not really gonna do that. You don't want to do that. Right,
Okay.
so that's why I'll put it there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's literally it. I'm gonna get into more examples. I just wanted to let you guys see what that looks like, because it's that simple. Right, so I'm gonna delete this, and then I'm just gonna find another area, and I'm just gonna go on the daily time frame. Right, this is where I like to start marking up a chart. Right, on a daily time frame. All right, so let's see. All right, we see right here, and I'm gonna show you guys how vicious this is and how easy it is to understand this. Right, so we have right here what we have a downtrend. Right, we have a downtrend. We have, put this on real quick. Right, we have a high, low, lower high, low, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. It's just the same thing I did before, but I'm just not writing the letters. Low high, low low, low low, low high, low low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. I'm doing this just so we can see it on a smaller time frame. Higher low, higher high, low, higher high. I didn't need to go all the way up there, but all right. So let me delete that. Stop this. Boom. All right. So as you guys can see, I don't really want to draw the red line, but as you guys can see, we have a low, a higher low, a lower high, sorry, a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, downtrend, 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 right? So, and I should have drew an example of the breakage structure on downtrend, but this is a downtrend, right? And now we can see right here at this lower high, this came and broke structure right here. So that means that it no longer wants to keep going down. Like it literally no longer wants to keep going down. It broke structure going in the higher, in an uptrend now. Right. So now we see that it broke structure and we're just waiting right here for it to create a what? We're waiting right here for it to create a higher low. A higher low. Yes, it came all the way down here. So I'm going to show you guys an example on this spot area. All right, it came all the way down here, so it broke below this low on a lower time frame, so it's not going to look too clean, right? So it came up here, made a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Remember, you really want to actually enter on the higher low. So if we look at it this way, right, and I'm gonna draw my red now, high low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? That's an uptrend, right? Doesn't it look just like it? It looks just like the picture, right? It looks just like that. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, right? So now I'm gonna show you exactly how we enter, right? And what we do. So we see it on the higher time frame. So we know, okay, right? The market is going in an uptrend right now. This I literally have to do like this. All right, the market is going in an uptrend right now. It just broke structure. We're not entering any trades that'll be crazy of you on a daily time frame. All right, so what do I say to do? I say let's go down to the 4-hour time frame and see what's happening in the 4-hour time frame. All right, let me find that. Boom. A lot more is happening. All right, a lot more is happening because it's a smaller time frame. All right, so remember, it was in a downtrend, right? It was in a downtrend, then it turned to an uptrend. This is where the uptrend began, right? This right here was the break of structure. Let me label it so we don't get lost as we keep going down time frames. All right, this is the break of structure. All right, if you guys are with me right now, you're not confused, drop a 4 in the chat. If you're following along, it's pretty simple.
The chat is disabled.
Yo, why does it keep doing that? Like, I don't know why my chat is like that. There we go. We should be good.
4.
Drop a 4 in the chat if you guys are feeling understanding this and you're not confused. All right, so all right, we got some 4s in the chat. So this was the break of structure on the daily time frame. This is on a daily time frame. So we like, okay, we see it broke structure on a daily time frame, right? So we're not entering on a 4 hours. So we're just going down time frames just to make sure we see what we're looking for. Remember what I said on the daily? I said this is gonna be broken below. It was just a wick on the daily time frame, but as you can see, it was broken below. So a lot of people right here kind of skeptical. They're like, nah, you know what? I'm not entering for a buy yet. I want to wait for more confirmation. For me, honestly, I would have waited for confirmation around up here when it broke this high because I didn't know what was going on. See, like I wouldn't chase this trade. I would wait for it to really give me structure. But anyway, this is the 4 hour time frame. So it's like boom, boom, boom. And I always go from daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and then anything under the 1 hour, I'm just looking for entries. I'm literally just looking for entries. So this right here was August 19th. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go to the 1 hour now. I'm gonna go to the 1 hour and I'm gonna go to August 19th. Right, and we're gonna find it. And I just click August 19th. What happened? 2019? No, 2018. Where'd it go? Chill, man. Wasn't it August 19th? Or was it 2019? Damn, nobody knows. Yeah, it was 2019. All right, cool. Here we go. So now we're on a 1 hour time frame. And now on a 1 hour time frame, you're just looking for the same thing, right? You see this is the break of structure you drew out on the daily. But guess what happens on a 1 hour time frame? The same exact thing. So now let's act like this was the daily, right? Don't we see a break of structure here? The same exact thing. I'm gonna use my red line, right? We have a high, a lower low because it broke below this, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This high broke above this, right? Same things happen on the 1 hour time frame. This high broke above this. So now we're just looking for an uptrend. Even though it's ranging, it's not creating lower lows. It's not going below each other, right? It's not creating lower lows, right? So we're just waiting for confirmation to get in the trade. Right? We're waiting for confirmation to get in the trade. All it's doing is ranging right here, right? So now we're looking for confirmation to get in the trade. All right, so now we're looking, this is the 1 hour time frame. All right, so we break it down on a 1 hour time frame. All right, so now I'm like, okay, I want to find the entry. You know, I want to find the entry. Let me go down to the 15-minute time frame, which I like to go down to. All right, and this is extremely important as far as understanding how to get into a trade and how to break it down, because people have trouble going from higher time frame to lower time frame. I know I was one of those people that had I know I was one of those people that had a lot of trouble with that. Why is it made 30, 15 minutes time? It's not gonna let me go that far in the 15 minute. I don't know why, but let's look at the hour time frame and see how we break it down. The other day I went
Could
far.
you maybe look on the 30? I know we wanted to do the 15, but
Let's see.
probably won't go back to 19 either.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. 30 minutes. Last bar available. This is done. I'll stay on the 1 hour. I don't know why it's doing that, but anyway. All right, so we just break it down. And the reason why I wanted to show you guys that is because everything that happens on one time frame happens on all time frames. All right, so this is the 1 hour. We see the break of structure here on the 1 hour. All right, this right here is from the daily. Remember, I grew this from the daily. So we get to the 1 hour and we see how everything happens on the 1 hour, right? So if we look at it like this, it's all the same thing, right? We have a high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high because it broke above this. Boom. Now we're just waiting for an entry. Okay, right here, you would have got an entry. You would have took it up to here, right? It didn't break this. Once it came down again, you could have got an entry here again, took it up to this. Then right here was the big move. Right here was the big move. The reason why I say you can get an entry here, because none of these broke below this. And they wasn't breaking below each other, right? So it's gonna give you an entry confirmation in order to actually enter the trade, right? In order to actually enter the trade. And that's literally all it is. I wanna get into like how we would enter the trade again. All right, so once we see at these areas, matter of fact, I'm mad I did that. So forgive me. Let me go find it. Let me go find another example closer. Because it's not gonna let me go down to like the 5 minute, like I actually want to. So let me go do this on the hour time frame right here. All right, you guys see how this is the same thing? All right, we have a high, low, higher, low, 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 lower high. I keep saying higher, low, lower high. Right, then this broke above structure right here. All right, this is how we know it's going into an uptrend. Right, so we want to find the entry right here. All right, we want to find the entry right there. All right, we're not going to enter on the 1 hour time frame. Remember, all right, we could go to the 15 or the 5 minute. Let's look at the 5 minute and watch what happens. Because remember, we have a breaker structure here on the 1 hour. We have a breaker structure here on the 1 hour. Watch how there's a breaker structure on the 5 minute. Look, it's exactly the same. So it's like you don't even like watch as we go to the 5 minute. Let me do this 5 minute. I didn't go that far, so yeah. I think I went to August 19th, 2020, right?
No, that one's in September.
Nope, it was August.
Was it?
Yeah.
My bad.
Nah, you could. But my computer's tripping. Not letting me go over. It's not letting me go over. Y'all seeing this or am I bugging? Bro, what's happening? It would be the time when I record that it does this. Because on Tuesday, it did not do this. All right, whatever. This is the 5 minute time frame. So whatever. We're gonna see the same thing on the 5 minute time frame. I'll use a different area. Right. So in that area, it would look exactly like this. All right. So we have a high, a lower low, lower high. Or somebody will call me. Low, low. I mean a lower high. Right. This was an equal low, then break below. Right. Lower high, lower low. Break of structure. This was a break of structure right here. Oh my goodness. Everything's just like interrupting me right now. This was a break of structure right here. So now we're looking for the higher low, higher high, right? And remember, this is on the 5 minute time frame. So you notice how we went down from the daily to the 4 hour to the 5 minute. Daily 4 hour, 5 minute. And now on the 5 minute, it's showing us the same exact thing. Break of structure here. Once we have a break of structure, right, we're looking for entries over here. Right? We're looking for entries right here on the higher low. Right. So we're basically just waiting for the candles to give us a pattern, a candlestick pattern, right? And we're just looking for bullish engulfings or rising star patterns or doji patterns, anything like that that's going to show us a change of trend or show us that it wants to continue to go up, right? So we don't have too many crazy patterns here. I look at this doji right here, but I don't enter on dojis, but we have a bullish engulfing right here. A bullish engulfing just simply means that this up candle was bigger than this down candle, right? And it engulfed it. It completely engulfed it. So this is on a 5 minute time frame, right? So it's not going to be that bad as far as like stop loss, right? This is 18 pips. Remember, I said below the last lows over here, right? It doesn't have to go below all the way down here, right? It can go below the last lows that was created here. It never went down there, right? And then you just take it up. You just take it up. You could just use what you have as far as your trading plan goes, right? You just take it down. You just take it up. So all you're really looking for from the top down analysis is to see the same exact thing happening. So you go from the daily, you see the breakup structure from a downtrend to the uptrend. So you're like, okay, let me see what it's doing on the 4 hour. 4 hour, you point it out, you do the same thing. 1 hour, you point it out, you do the same thing, right? So now, right, if you guys are still with me, please drop a 1 in the chat because I want to look at something live and I want to give you a live example. Right, I want to give you a live example of what we could be looking at. All right, if you have any questions, please ask. I know my thing is acting a little crazy. I hope you guys stayed with me, even though I use different areas. I don't know why my chart is doing that today. Like yesterday, it was perfectly fine. I mean, Tuesday was fine. All right, so we just gonna look at this chart right here. This is GU. Let's go on the daily time frame. As you can see, I'll be on this chart a lot. All right, this is what I'm gonna delete this. All right, so I already had this on my chart right here. So, and this is good, and this is good practice too, and it looks just like this. Move this out the way. It looks just like this, right? We was in an uptrend and it broke structure right here. Right now, look, looks just like that. Same thing, right? It's not as pretty, like I said, but it's the same thing, right? We was an uptrend, right? So we broke structure right here. Now it looks like that it wants to go in a downtrend, right? And all this right here, I believe is literally just a retracement before it drops all the way back down. But whatever, right? So overall, the trend right now, because this is the daily time frame, is what? It's an uptrend, right? Right now, it's on an uptrend. It's just completely still going up. Right, it's still going up on an uptrend. So that's our daily analysis. That's what we're looking for. And it just created a higher high. So we're not really looking for sells yet, right? This is the area I marked off for it to sell. It obviously rejected the area perfectly, but let's see what we do when we break down this right now. So I go to the daily, then I go to the 4 hour, and I'm like, okay, notice how it's a lot more candles right here on the 4 hour. So I'm like, all right, on the 4 hour, it did all it is, bang, bang, bang. All right, it's making higher highs, higher lows. And notice how this is happening over and over again. Right? It's just getting you confirmation to get into the trade again and again and again. Right? So remember, on an uptrend, you want to get in a trade where? On the higher low. On the higher low. Boom, take it up again. Higher low, take it up. Listen, notice how I'm not listen. Notice how these lows right here never went below each other. So they keep going higher. You're getting in a trade here, you're getting in a trade here, right? Because they're higher lows, right? The same thing happens over and over. So now when this happened, this became a downtrend. This right here was confusing so many people because it was a big retracement. All it was a retracement for the market to continue to go up, right? So what do we have here? A break of structure, right? This was a lower high. Lower low, higher high, broke structure here. All right, broke structure here. Let me do this so you guys can see. This broke structure right here, just like we've been talking about. So now we're like, okay, now it's definitely going in. Yo, what's going on? People don't never call me. All right, so we have a break structure right here. So now this is where we enter down here for this big old trade that happened. Like this huge trade that happened. And this happened, what day did this happen? This happened on November 4th, this big uptrend, right? So now we see, okay, it broke structure here on the 4 hour. So we're in an uptrend. We're in an uptrend, right? So now we're going down to the 1 hour. So we're like, all right, we're in an uptrend. Remember, it broke structure right here on the 4 hour. So we get to the 1 hour, and what is it doing? The same exact thing, right? A high, a lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. It broke structure right here, yet again. on the 1 hour now. So once it gives us this confirmation that it still wants to go up right here, we wait for a lower high, a higher low, sorry, higher low right here, and then we enter the trade, right? So we would take the trade right here, right? We take the trade right here because this made a higher low, right? This made a higher low. Take the trade right here. Now we're just waiting for the pullback. We're waiting for the rejection, not the rejection, the test, the retest, right? So we have a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? It's all the same thing. Like I said, it's just about being able to train your eyes to see it, right? So we would get in the trade right in this area right here to take it up, right? And then we also get in the trade based on this. So, and this is really something that everybody should get better with. Whenever the market, we're talking in the uptrend right now. So look at this. You see this previous high, and I have it in a box. Whenever the market breaks above this type of area, because this was the previous resistance, see it came up here, then it rejected down. This was resistance. Whenever the market breaks above resistance, you can look for it to keep going up. Like you can look for it to keep going up. Let the market give you confirmation first before you enter, but look for it to keep going up, right? Because it already broke this high. It's telling you that it doesn't want to go down. And one thing I want you guys to understand is that wicks, all of these wicks mean rejection. You know why it's wicks? Because it couldn't go down here anymore. And then it formed the candle all the way. Look how long these wicks are. That means it doesn't want to go down. It broke above here and it's not trying to go down. Once you wait for that confirmation, like I said, a bullish engulfing, which I see right here, you can enter this trade to go up. And this is why I was so hype about today's call, because this was something, to be honest, I was neglecting. This was something that I was neglecting, and it's so simple. And somebody brought it to my attention because they said in one of my chats today, they was like, if they said if GU was one of your pairs, you would have got paid this week. And I said, damn, I didn't get paid how everybody else was supposed to get, that everybody else got paid, but GU was one of my pairs because I was neglecting how simple this is. I was looking for the more like, you see how I have this stuff marked up down here? I was looking for stuff like this. And I'm not even going to get into that because I don't want to confuse y'all. But this is what I was looking for. And I missed it because I neglected the simple stuff, right? And it all just comes with structure. It all comes with structure because we have right here a high, a break of structure, then we have a higher high. This higher low is in confluence with this area. So now we know it's a higher low. It wants to keep going up. And it just broke this resistance. So we literally will be waiting to enter a trade right here. Right in this area. All right, what day is this? This was November 6th. Right in that area. I'll go to the 5-minute and we'll see it. Oh yeah, they're not gonna play us now. Right, so I'll just do this. On a 5-minute time frame, what do we have here? Perfect. So we see the confluence, right? We see what's going on in this area, Now I'm like, okay, I'm ready for this trade because all it was doing and this is why we don't get on the chart and jump down to a smaller time frame and try to get a trade. Wouldn't you drop a 1 in the chat? Matter of fact, drop a 2 in the chat if you would would be confused if you jumped on a 5-minute time frame and saw this. Drop a 1 in the chat if you was like, damn, like I don't know if the market's going up. I don't know if it's in a downtrend or uptrend, a downtrend. I don't know what the hell the market is doing. Like if you just jumped on a chart, you got out of work and you say, you know what, let me go look at the chart. Let me get a quick entry. I wanna just get a few pips, right? You wouldn't know what to do. You'll stress yourself out. But notice how we went from the daily and now we're on a 5-minute time frame talking about where we would enter from the daily, right? And this is where I would enter, literally right here. This was the lowest of all of these lows right here. This was the lowest of all of these lows right here, right? And it gave us one of my favorite candlestick patterns, which is a bullish engulfing, right? A bullish engulfing easily, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I would enter here All right, obviously we wouldn't know that this was it. So let's see if we can find another clear bullish and go. There's no real like clear cut ones. I mean, this is a small one right here, right? But I will wait for something more. Right. So yeah, I don't really see like, oh, this is one right here. This one probably would have faked some people out. But look at this one right here. Right. So remember I said you want to enter on the bullish engulfing, right? The close of the bullish engulfing, you put it below the lowest of lows. Right here, you can do 20 pip stop loss, and then you just ride it all the way up. And when I say all the way up, I mean all the way up because remember we started on the hour time frame. So if I go back to the hour time frame, and I do this, wasn't it on recent? Oh, it was all the way over here. All right. I go back to the hour time frame and I do that. I entered right here. Would you have entered right there on the hour time frame? There's nothing right there to show you to enter. All you see is a long wick. There's nothing to show you to enter. That's why you got to go down a time frame. And that right there is already 70 pips. Right there. From going all the way down and knowing what you're looking at. Right? So now what happened? We had, what time is it? All right, I'm gonna wrap it up soon. Right. So we had right here a high, higher low, higher high, a low, right? And it broke below this previous higher low, right? It broke below this previous higher low, just like the picture. Then it retest right here, which is also called a neckline. And then it dropped, right? And remember I drew this, right? Remember I drew this? This is what's called the head and shoulders. It's also called, and what is known as a reversal pattern. What is known as a reversal pattern. And I drew that on there. Oh, no, I didn't. All right, I didn't save that part. But anyway, right? So that's a reversal pattern. So remember, on a break of structure, what do? We wait for the retest. Where? Right here. This is where we wait for the retest in order to give us an entry. In order to give us an entry. So now, let's just go on a 5 minute and see what we see. And remember, I told you, somebody in the chat said if GU was your pair, you would have got paid because look at this. And this is clear as day. And this is clear as day. Right? Now all we're doing, we're going in a downtrend. We wanting it to go in a downtrend. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a bearish engulfing candlestick. And I see one beautifully right here. Bearish engulfing candlestick right here on the 5 minute time frame. Right? So remember, right, your entry could be here, but this is really the optimal entry because it's most likely going to test the candle that got engulfed. I don't know if you guys see me say that in the chat a couple of times, but it most likely tests this candle that got engulfed, right? Then you could literally put your stop loss above this, 6 pips, right? And let's see how, let's see where it went, right? Let's see where it went. And then I'll show you guys what I'm waiting for on this pair as well. Go to the hour time frame. So, all right, here we go. On the hour time frame. My bad, this thing is like annoying. I'm glad I have a mouse though. All right, but anyway, hour time frame, this thing went all the way down 115 pips. You could have rode it. You could have left. You could have kept moving your stop loss and kept trailing it, but you could also enter in multiple trades. Like I said, if this was your pair, you would have got trade. You would have got paid, like he said. And I keep playing that back and forth in my head because I didn't get paid. I didn't do the simple stuff that I've been neglecting. So remember how up here we had a high, a higher low, higher high, break below this, right? It broke below this, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, sorry, lower low. And then what did it do? It broke below this. It broke below this structure right here. So that's breaking another higher low. What did it do? Retest to give us a lower high. Lower low, lower high, lower low. And I'm waiting for this area right here. Currently, this is what I'm waiting for. And I'm not entering no trades right now, even though it gave us a bearish engulfing candlestick. There's a lot of opinions being had right here. So I'm not calling a trade right now, but this is what I'm looking for. It's looking promising for London. Anyway, right? So this is what I was looking for right here, or what I was looking at. Neglecting the basics, and I'm getting at myself. I'm stepping on my toes right now because I'm being foolish, right? So this is what I'm looking at. It broke below this low. This was the previous lower low. So remember about structure. If it breaks the lower low, what does it want to do? It wants to come back and retest it, right? It breaks below, it keeps going down, it wants to come back and retest it. Look at this area right here that I'm showing you on a 5-minute time frame. See if we would have got an entry. Let's see. Let's see in this area if we would have got an entry. Because it's just like too easy at this point when we look at this stuff, right? We got an entry right here. Perfect. And now you're like, oh, it didn't go straight down. But tell me right now if it went into any type of drawdown. Yeah, it was in drawdown, but did it go? We could have had the stop loss at 7 pips, but I would have put it up here, probably 15 pips, maybe, right? And that's 64 pips right here. And this is an area of support resistance area right here that I drew out on a higher time frame because that's where we're supposed to analyze. And then I just take the trade down to there and tell me, did it get there? Yes, it did. Oops. And this is why I'm going over this now because I wasn't catching this simple stuff. Neglecting the basics. This is why I want you guys to focus on the basics. You don't need nothing else. You don't need no indicators. You don't need. You guys haven't heard me talk about Fibonacci this whole time. I think a lot of you are getting stuck with trying to figure that out. You don't need to. It's not. It's something that helps people determine where it's gonna go. Right? Just don't. Sometimes Fibonacci messes me up because I want it to go to a certain point, and when it doesn't get there, I don't enter a trade. So Brienne's trade this morning didn't get to the Fibonacci level I wanted it to get to, so I didn't enter the trade. You see what I mean? Like you don't focus on that. Just focus on the basics. Focus on the basics, right? So like I said, it broke below this low on the 1 hour time frame. Broke below. Then when it has to do, come back and retest. We entered our trade right there on that bearish engulfing candlestick, and we got 63 pips just by going through structure. Or you can get your 25 pips, get out the game, boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Easy, easy. All right. So let's just continue to focus on the actual basics. So you see how it broke below this low, and I have this black line, black box. This was the previous lower low, higher, lower low. Broke below. It has to retest. It just did the same thing right here, right? It broke below. It broke below this. So I'm waiting for a retest here before I enter this trade. All right, so this is the trade I'm looking for right now. All right, I will probably put my stop loss up above here, but I'm not entering on a 1 hour time frame, so I'm waiting to look at something on a smaller time frame, to be honest. So really, let me look at this. All right, let's look at this right now in real time. See what we're looking at. Right now, it's like I'm not entering no trade right now because we're just ranging. All the market is doing is creating opinions. Right? We have this high up here that it hasn't broken yet. We have this low down here, and this is what we call consolidation. We have this low down here that it's just bouncing back and forth. It's literally doing this. We don't know what it's going to do. And I'm not entering the trade yet until it gives me clear confirmation that it wants to go down there. So most likely I'm looking for this. But I want it to break below this first if we're talking 5-minute time frame. If it breaks below that, it gives me this, then I'll look for a sell. And mind you, this is the 5-minute time frame, so it's not like we're missing much pips. You want to be patient, never chase the trade. So that's what I would be looking for. But I'm not really, well, right now it's in our area, so yeah, I will be looking for it on the 5-minute time frame. So I will leave this on the 5-minute time frame, looking for my confirmation. But like I said, London time is when I really be ready to enter this trading. I'm going to be up for sure because it can shoot all the way up here, take everybody out, and then go down. All right. So Any questions? Any questions? I was going on for a little while. I felt like I was talking a lot, but I hope the examples and the breakdown really helped you guys out. And just focus on the basics. And notice how on a 1 hour time frame, I'm saying, okay, it broke below a low, so I'm waiting for it to retest. Remember how I said that on the 1 hour? This is the 5 minute. Is it not in a downtrend? And did it not just break this low? It just broke this low. So this is the retest up here. I'm waiting for it to actually come up here and do something. That's why I said it might shoot up. Yeah, it's going down here. Okay, but it might shoot up. It might fake us out. Right? 5 minute time frame is giving us the same exact thing as the 1 hour. The 1 hour gave us the same exact thing as the 4 hour. Right? Just stick to the basics. Please, 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 please stick to the basics. Don't pull out no Fibonacci. Don't try to get some bank moves. No. I'm gonna take a break from that as well. I was catching a lot of trades with it, but I'm missing the trades in between. Right? I'm missing the trades in between because I'm not focused on the basics. And you guys are seeing me coming at myself right now. This is how you need to come at yourself if you're not focused on the basics. Focus on the basics, please. Like, please, please, please. All right.
Donovan.
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad you're
Can I ask a question? How do we kind of try and avoid being faked out? Like, how do we identify those fake outs?
So whenever the market really is creating opinions, you really just have to wait. And also one of the main things to not get caught in a fake out is the time of day. So like the time of day to trade these pairs are crucial. Right? The time of day. So that's why I keep saying London. You hear me say London. So what at 3 a.m. for us is what time for you over there, Tanisha?
8.
See, your London time, your bank time, which is, and the reason why all of these times are different because your banks open at 8 a.m. So during that time is when all the money is being circulated. So these pairs that move during London time start moving and giving us those trades at 8 a.m. your time. So it's 3 a.m. our time. So fake outs normally happen during non-sessions. And if you guys don't know what the sessions are, I can drop it again in the chat. And what pairs move at each session. So whenever a pair is giving you something at your session, you do not that's not in your session, you do not want to enter that trade. Like I personally went into the trade if it was outside of my session. Like I just really wouldn't. And if I missed the trade, I missed the trade. And I've just learned that. So New York session, GU is Great British Pound and the US dollar. So that means that it can move during the New York session as well. Right now, it's not New York session. Right now, I think it's Asian session. Tokyo. But this right here, this drop right here would have been the last trade that I caught. Right? Because this is too late. Around 2 o'clock. This is right here at 12 o'clock. This one. Right? This is the trade. This is at 11:50. New York session really ends at 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Right? So I'm not taking anything after 1 p.m. This right here happened at 11:50. So once you see this long candle and what I said, I didn't get paid because I was neglecting the small things. But once I seen this candle right here on a retest, then I could have entered for this whole trade. Banging and stuff. But I could have entered right here. So I'm really waiting for the time of day. So avoid fake outs by trading in your session. Avoid fake outs by trading in your session. All right. So
thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that really answered the question. So that's really it. Let's see. Fake outs. Yep. It could be avoided exactly like that. Because you see how it's not New York session or it's not London session. It's just doing this. It's just doing all of this back and forth, creating opinions. You don't know what's going to happen. Literally don't know, because down here we get a bullish engulfing. We have it going up for whatever reason. Then we get a bearish engulfing right here. It's going down. Yeah, it's going down, but it most likely will shoot up. So whenever you see a lot of these highs, and equal lows, you're waiting for it to actually take out an area, whether if it's going up or going down. That's how I've noticed the market to move. So if it goes this way, right, make sure if you're on a 5-minute time frame, if it goes up, make sure it passes this. Make sure it goes above this before you enter for a buy, because it can go up and then shoot all the way back down this way. So focus on the market structure and you won't get faked out. Right? Focus on the market structure, you will not get faked out. Right? That's really that. So anybody have any more questions? If not, I'm going to stop recording. I will drop this as soon as it finished uploading, and then we'll be good. All right. So if anybody didn't screen record this, or it's in the chat. If there are people who are on this call right now who aren't on this chat, who aren't in the chat, just hit up whoever you know that's on this call and get yourself in the chat. Drop some charts. I want your charts to look like this. And the reason why I'm saying I want it to look like this, I'm not nobody's teacher. I'm not telling you guys what to do, because this is what helped me out. This is what helped the people who I'm learning from out. Drawing it. Rand draws it all the time. She gets really detailed in hers as well, because it's helping her see it. It's helping her see it. So she knows she's doing it for her good. The people who have been dropping charts lately, thank you for actually doing that, because it's helping you out. I know what we're doing and what we're showing you guys is not going in vain. So continue to do that, because it's helping you guys out at all times. All right, so continue to drop your charts, and then we'll tell you what is good, what is wrong, if anything is wrong, and then we move on from there. Right? You have to get critiqued in order to get better. All right, so let me stop recording. I don't know how to do that. Oh, right here, stop recording.